Hello ladies and gentlemen, what is up? It is Casador here, aka Chris. I am bringing you a 5th generation Pokemon Wi-Fi match against Addrian. This is a UU match, UU tier actually. And he's gonna lead off with the Frostless and I'm gonna lead off with my Ambipom. Now I'm going to go straight for the taunt because I'm a little bit ahead of the video now. Okay, now we are good. I'm gonna go for the taunt, predicting something like Spikes or Thunderbolts, or I mean Thunder Wave or something like that, and that's exactly what it goes for. So on the next turn, I go for the Pursuit because I do not have any other attacking move that will hit a Ghost type Pokemon. So he stays in and goes for the T-Bolt. Does a pretty decent amount of damage, but a second Pursuit will take him out. He had no way of escape, simply because Pursuit will indeed do more damage if you switch out, and it will not allow you to switch out, so Frostlash was pretty much doomed. So at this point he sends out a Weavile. Now I could have figured that he would kill me if I stayed in, but I thought it would be smarter than that. I thought he would like go for a Swords Dance or Substitute or something like that, predicting my switch, but that's why I stayed in, over predicting him. But that didn't really work out in the end, so it looks like I sent out my Heracross. I go for the Stone Edge, thinking, well, I could have gone for the close combat, but hey, it could have switched to something that could resist the close combat. So I basically just, you know, I let it go. I went for the Stone Edge, and he basically stayed alive with 1 HP because of his Focus Sash that he was holding, and he pretty much countered my Heracross and takes him out. Now, I sent out a Terna here. I goes for an Ice Slash, obviously, because that's his strongest move against the Terna. And I do activate my Flame Word, which is going to also activate my ability, which is Marfer Skill, and that's going to give me a boost of 30% more defense than what I already have, which is probably going to make me an unbeatable beast. Now, Registeel comes into play right here, and as you could see, I'm trying to get a burn on him using Scald. Now apparently that's not going to work because he's going to go for the Amnesia, and I was not lucky enough to get a burn. Now I'm going to go for the Recover here, thinking for some reason that it would go Boom. Because I was still in the kind of mindset of for the 4th generation, because you know in the 4th generation every single Registeel had Explosion if it wasn't a cursing Registeel, and they would like cripple everything after they set up Stealth Rocks and Thunder Waves and that kind of things, you know. So, but in the 5th generation I realized that in the 5th generation Explosion does not work as effective as in the 4th generation, simply because in the 4th generation every Pokemon that your enemy would use would be, his defense would be halved every time that you used Explosion, but in the 5th generation that's not the case, which means it's a suicidal move, which is quite useless and very stupid for people to use. He didn't know that, I told him that, so he would probably remove Explosion from the Registeel, and after the Registeel got Boom, he sent out a Dudrigon, which ends up killing my Milotic, unfortunately, while actually making him faint. Now Pokemon dies in the process of any Wi-Fi battle. But anyways, I am going to send out my Zapdos, which is gonna finish the job that Terna started, because 2 Ice Beams I believe I used, or even 1, I don't remember, actually brought him down to red health, and Thunderbolt will definitely take him out. And he goes down as a Chandelier shows up. Now at some point I thought the Chandelier would be Choice Scarfed, but it's not Choice Scarfed, it's actually Life Orb. So what I was actually thinking at this point, I would like switch out to my Porygon 2, trace his ability, which probably would be Flash Fire, but hell no, he has Flame Body. I did not even know that Chandelier could have Flame Body. That's just how long I've been gone. Oh my god, everybody's like ponying my ass right now on the internet. But anyways, I thought that strategy would work out, but it did not. So like that Flamethrower is still doing a shit ton of damage. Even though I do have the light screen up that I set up earlier with my Zapdos, well, everything is not looking too good for me, even though I actually went for the Thunder Wave and paralyzed the Chandelier, and now the Chandelier is pretty much slower than anything on my team, but it is still one of those Pokemon that hit hard no matter what happens to them. And right now I'm in a very dangerous situation. I only have Ice Beam and Tri Attack, which actually means that I will not be able to do almost anything against the Chandelier. This thing will definitely end up killing me at some point now that the light screens wears off, and he's gonna go for the Confuse Ray instead of a Flamethrower. And as most of you guys would probably already have guessed, I am going for the recover every single turn almost, simply because I want him to get paralyzed so I can get a chance to go for the Ice Beam and at least deal some damage. Unfortunately though, on this turn I do get confused and I hit myself in the confusion, but he was also unlucky because he got paralyzed. Now the burn is doing more damage and more damage every turn that passes by. Of course, it's always doing the same amount of damage, but it is really annoying because it's continuously doing damage to my Porygon too, and I do have to keep going for the recover over and over again to be able to stand a chance against a even paralyzed Chandelier, simply because I was stupid enough to not use Thunderbolt instead of Ice Beam. But yeah, I gotta pay the price right now, so I'm gonna go for Ice Beam. I just wanna deal some damage at this point. I know it's not super effective, I know it's not gonna do that much damage, but every time that the Chandelier hits my Porygon 2, he will also be receiving damage because of the life orb that the Chandelier is actually holding. So as you can see, the light screen wears off, and I hit myself in the confusion. I was like, oh hell no, this guy will finish me off with a flamethrower, and that's exactly what happens. Now I can now pretty much know, or I'm pretty sure, that my Zapdos will finish the job with a Thunderbolt. I actually did not switch out into my Zapdos earlier because there was this chance that it would not get paralyzed and go for the flamethrower and finish off my Zapdos. So I pretty much had to sacrifice my Porygon 2 in order to bring down this guy. But I pretty much was thinking, well, he's got a Samurai left that I saw at the beginning of the match, so that thing could probably go for an Aqua Jet or something like that. So that's why I went for the recover instead of going for a straight Thunderbolt and finish off the Chandelier. I was just being very cautious, you know. I just didn't want anything to surprise me at this point because I really wanted to win the match. So he goes for a Confuse Ray, and I do not hit myself in the confusion this time, and I do have 319 health out of 384, which will give me more than enough opportunities to actually finish off the latest or his final Pokemon, which will be the Ice Cap Samurai. So Thunderbolt to the face, and this is pretty much gonna be a good game because I end up the end score will probably be, or is, 2 versus 0. I actually won this match. Pretty cool match, Addrian. Thank you for battling me, and if anyone else wants to challenge me to a battle, make sure you go to Skype and challenge me to a battle. I will gladly accept your challenge, and it will probably be on YouTube. So guys, answer this little question that I have in my mind. Do you think Pokemon White and Black 2 will sell as much as Pokemon Black and White, the normal ones, actually sold this year? So let me know in the comment section below, and I will check you guys later.